Welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn about how to update and delete a document from the Angular application. That is, we are requesting the server API from the Angular application to delete and update the document. Okay. Already we have the student component. In this student component, we have the view template. In the view template, we can see in the student details, we are having the student profile edit. This form should be displayed only after clicking this update button. Now it's displaying, but whenever we are clicking the update button, that time it should be displayed. Then it should display the student details, which students we are updating. That student should be come here. Then we can edit the student, we can submit here. Okay. For that, inside the student component, I am going to here we have the update button. Here I am going to give a event, click event equal to, I am going to call show form function. In the show form function, I am going to pass this yes object. Okay. Then I am going to define this inside the component class. Here I am going to define that show form of yes and yes type as any. Okay. Inside that I am going to define variables. Before that I am going to show edit yes type boolean, initial value is false. Then I am going to add the another variable message as boolean type false. Then I am going to add another variable yes name string equal to empty string. Then we have yes department yes string type equal to empty string, and then we have yes marks yes type string equal to empty. Then we have email yes string type equal to empty. Okay. The mark is number. Now I am keeping it as a string, but whenever we are going to insert, the time automatically in MongoDB it will be converted as number. And then we need ID as string empty. Inside that I am going to assign those values. ID equal to yes dot underscore ID, that is this dot ID. Then we have name this dot name equal to s dot student underscore name, that is database field name. Then s department equal to s dot student underscore dipt. Then we have s email equal to s dot email ID. Okay, here it is a lowercase. Then we have marks. This dot marks equal to s dot marks. And then we have to assign show edit yes true. Here we have to use this dot. Then we have to use that, so edit inside that. Here in the div we have to use ng if it is a directive, so that we have to use asterisk before that. Then equal to, we have to set that form. Now save the changes, go to the browser. Whenever I am clicking the update, the form will be displayed. Student details should come here. For that we have to add property binding value equal to yes name, and then we have to set on input equal to, we have to call the function yes name change. Here we have to pass the $event. Okay, likewise we have to add in the email ID and then inside the mark. Okay, here we have to change it as marks. Here also we need to change it as marks. Here this will be email ID. Here on yes email change. Then here yes department on yes department change. Now save the changes. We have an error, that is on yes name is not defined. Okay, we have called this function but it's not defined, so that we have to define this inside this. Here I am going to define on change event. Here we have to remove this $event of type any. Here we have to specify the yes name equal to event dot target dot value. Here we have to do for the department, and then we need to do for email ID and also for marks. Here we have to change it as department. Okay, then here we have to change the function name as on yes department change. Then for email ID we have to change it as on yes email. Then in the marks on yes mark, then this dot s marks equal to event dot target dot value. Now save the changes and go to the browser. Now I am going to click update. Now the student details coming inside that edit form, so that we can edit here. Then if I click another student, that student details displayed here, so that we can edit here. Okay, for editing in the service we have to define the function, that is update student. Here we need to get the ID as type any, and then we have to get the student with type any. Here we have to create a variable result equal to http client dot put. We can use patch also. Okay, then inside that I am going to use backtick, because we need to coordinate this URL with that ID. Okay, dollar symbol inside the curly bracket I am going to use URL, this dot URL slash. After the curly bracket we have to use slash. Then we have to pass the ID $ID. Dollar within the curly bracket we have to use dollar, then comma we have to pass student stud. This stud should be passed here, so that updated student details will be updated here. Okay, then inside the component student component we have to call this method. Okay, for that I am going to give ng submit function. On the event binding I am going to call on submit. Okay, for creating the students, I have passed the form inside the on submit. Here I am not passing any values because already we have the values. By using the property binding and event binding, we are setting the value, we are retrieved that values. Now I am going to define this function inside the student component. Here I am going to define on submit. Here we have to call the student service dot update student with the values. Okay, value will be id that is stored in this dot id, comma we have to pass the student. Okay, this student should be created. Here I am going to create that student equal to student name equal to yes name. Then here we have to specify colon. Then here we have to use, because it is a JavaScript object, then we have to define department yes tipped. Okay, then we have marks yes marks. Here we have to put comma. Then email id yes email. Okay, now we have created that student, that is edited student object is created. Then we are passing that save the changes. Here we have passed this dot url slash id. This dot url means 4000 slash student slash id. This id as a parameter, it will go to the server. That id will be updated by using this student object value. Right, now go to the browser. Now I am going to edit this student details, that is the mark is 77. Now I am going to change it 78. Error is error because cannot read the properties of undefined reading value. Okay, the student component.html 58. In the 58th line, yes, I have misspelled here target. Okay, now clear that. Okay, save the changes. In the student service, I am going to return result. In the student component, I am going to use subscribe with the function argument data. Then with the arrow function syntax, I am going to log data dot message. Then I am going to hide that form. For that I am going to change this OID to false, so that form will be disappear. Then I am going to set the message as true, so that we can get that message. I am going to use the message displayed here. I am going to copy this. I am going to use it in the student for update also. Okay, here I am going to give ngIf message. Instead of insert, I am going to give updated. This message is set here in update. In the service, we have to return result. Yes, we have returned that. Now I am going to update the data of the student. Yes, student is updated. Just we'll see. Yes, the student is updated here. Whenever we are navigating to other component to this component, then only we are getting the updated data in the table. For automatic updating, we have to call the get student method here, get students. Now save the changes, go to the browser. Now I am going to edit this ECE. Now click submit. Automatically the student is updated. Now I am going to click update. Still I am getting this message, right? Whenever clicking this update for next student, this should be disabled. For that, inside the show form, I am going to assign the message as false. Okay. Now save the changes. I am going to update this student mark as 77. Now update it. Now the student is updated, message is appearing, and the data also updated. Whenever I am going to click for other student, that message is disabled. Now we will see about how to perform delete operation. For delete operation, in the student component.html, that is view template, here we have the delete button. Here we have to add the click event, that is event binding. I am going to call delete student method. Here I am going to pass the s.underscore id. That underscore id is the database id, MongoDB document id that will be passed inside this student, delete student. I am going to define that function in the student form. After the submit, I am going to define that delete student method. Here I am going to change it as id with the type any, or we can specify string also. Okay. Here I am going to call the function in the service. We have to define that function also. Here I am going to define delete student. Okay, we can give any name. We can give the same name as component class, or else we can define our own name. For best understanding, I am going to use this delete student name. Here I am going to get that id as type any. Then inside that I am going to create a variable result equal to http client dot. I am going to delete, right? We are going to delete, so that we have to use http method. Then we have to pass this same URL, because if we are passing this URL with this ID and we are going to call with the delete HTTP method, automatically this ID document will be deleted. Okay. Then I am going to call this function inside the student component. Here I am going to call student service dot delete student. Okay. Now this have the subscription, so I am going to use subscribe with the argument data any. Here I am going to define with the arrow function syntax. I am going to use this data if data. When we are deleting the document, the server will return the response. In that we have message property. That message property, in the message property, see here we have the deleted message, right? That message will be captured in the Angular. If it is deleted, the message or alert should be given to the user. For that, I am going to use data dot message equal to deleted. Then I am going to give alert with the message student deleted. Okay. Then I am going to call the method, that is this.getStudents, because automatically that will be updated. Save the changes. Here it's showing error, right? Because the property subscribe does not exist on type void, because we are not returning the values. So it is a void method. We have to return the result. Okay. Now save the changes and go to the student component. Here we have to pass the ID, right? Okay. Now error is rectified, because here we having one argument, but here I didn't pass any argument, so that it shows error here. And subscribe also we have rectified by returning the result, right? Save the changes and go to the browser. Here I am going to delete this student. It's not working. Check, because we have to save this file. I didn't save this file. Now save the changes and go to the browser. Now I am going to delete this student. Okay. Now the alert message is coming, student deleted. Then I am clicking that. Now the student is deleted, and also it is removed from this table also. Okay. Likewise, we can do the delete operation and update operation. In the previous videos, we have seen how to create, how to read the data from the server. In this video, we have seen how to update, delete a document from the Angular application. With this, we have completed the mean stack CRUD operation. We have connected the Angular with the server API. That server API will communicate with the backend, that is MongoDB database. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Happy coding!